Hello and welcome back to another episode on the Easy Football YouTube channel. Today we are joined with my friend Avi Litvak.
What's your opinion on the Seahawks versus the Vikings? Which team do you think has a better lineup? Which team do you think has better coaching? And how can we compare those two teams?
Well, I actually have the Seahawks ahead of the Vikings in mind. I think that the Seahawks are that team. They have Russell Wilson, who is one of the most dominant quarterbacks in the NFL, but he never really has that supporting cast team. This year, I think he's definitely ready. They got a tight end in the draft for him. They're really trying to build around him and make him be their star and really try to get that Super Bowl.
I see what you're saying, and I like the Seahawks, don't get me wrong, but I will say that I think the Vikings have a lot of power on their team. I think that they made it farther in the playoffs last year, and I think that they have they have not as many weapons as the Seahawks, but they have a more well-rounded team.
Yeah, so I do love the Vikings, and I loved their draft class, as you could watch my most recent video. I think that the addition of Justin Jefferson to try to fill the hole with Stephon Diggs leaving was a great pick. I think their abundance of picks really helped them here, but I still would give the Seahawks just that edge over the Vikings. But I like both these teams.
Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. I put the Vikings at number 9 for me, and you put the Packers. I put the Packers at number 6 down below, so we'll get to that in a minute. But I definitely I like the Vikings, but I wouldn't put them above number 9 because I don't think they're not like more than a top 5 team. So that's why I put them number 9.
I don't really like where this team is going with all they're having a lot of drama over Aaron Rodgers right now. He feels like he's being pushed out. I really think that this quarterback, Jordan Love, is just a pick to have some insurance for anything that might happen, to have a great mentor in Aaron Rodgers, to be able to coach Jordan Love to try to create that player that they want him to turn out to be. At number 8, I have the Chargers, and I really think that from what we saw last year when the Chargers played the Packers, you could see the flaws that the Packers had and how the Chargers saw those flaws and just beat them through every flaw and destroyed them. So I really can't put the Packers higher than number 9.
And you'll notice I didn't put the Chargers on my top 10. I don't think that they really have what it takes. Although I like Justin Herbert as a quarterback, I don't know if he's really the quality of something that can make their team good and get them to the playoffs. Although I do think that they have a lot of weapons, they have receivers, but not quite as good as the Packers.
Okay, so at number 8, I see you have the Buccaneers. Do you have anything to say on that?
At first I was skeptical. I was thinking Tom Brady, he's old. He's like 42, something like that. But they have receivers. They have Mike Evans. And now they have Gronk, and they have Chris Godwin.
I really do not think you can put them there. This is completely outrageous.
I don't know what you're saying because the Buccaneers, how can they have the best receiving core in the league, and now they have Gronk out of retirement.
Tom Brady cannot take this roster and elevate it to the next level. I think Tom Brady's getting too old.
Tom Brady has 6 rings.
He choked in the playoffs.
He won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
He failed. Okay, but he is done. His time is over as an NFL quarterback, as one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks.
I don't think so.
I really think that you can
past couple of years at the Patriots, he still made the playoffs with terrible receiving cores, and now he goes to a team with 2 of the best receivers in the league.
I understand that
one of the best tight ends to play the game ever.
He might make these receivers shine better than they did with Jameis Winston, no hate to him. But I really think that he cannot elevate this team. I think that they have an amazing defense, and I think that they will do well. They could slide into the playoffs. Remember, there are going to be 7 teams in the playoffs this season per conference. But I think that they could slide into the playoffs. I just do not see them at number 8 in the power rankings in any way.
Just what they needed was Tom Brady, because last year, Jameis Winston is a great quarterback, but he threw over 30 interceptions, and you can't make the playoffs with a quarterback with over 30 interceptions. Sure, it's happened before, but it's not something that is ideal. And the Buccaneers have a defense. They have Ndamukong Suh, they have Shaquille Barrett, they have Jason Pierre-Paul. I mean, they have a very, very well-rounded team, and just because they didn't do so well last year doesn't mean anything, because now they have a new quarterback. They have one of the best quarterbacks ever, maybe the best quarterback to ever play the game. And I think that has to be noted.
Okay, well, we have our differences in that pick, but it's okay. We'll get to number 7, where I do have the Seahawks and you have the Bills. So I talked about the Seahawks before, so I'll just let Avi talk about the Bills in this one.
The Bills are a team that a lot of people are sleeping on them. I think that the Bills are going to do great this year.
I agree with you.
I think they could be like maybe a 3 seed. Maybe, I don't know. That's a little bit of aggressive guess, but I think they could because Josh Allen is a great rising star quarterback. They have Devin Singletary. They have receivers, and I think that the Bills can be a good team this year, much better than they've been in the past. And now they have Stephon Diggs and Josh Norman, and I think that with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs on offense, that's going to be a great power.
Yes, I agree with you completely. At number 6 spot, I have the Titans, you have the Packers. So for the Titans, I really think that they showed us what they can do at the end of last season. They played well at the end. They got Derrick Henry going, and they got him to stay well. He was known as the king, okay? I think that with Ryan Tannehill playing the whole season for them, it can really elevate their whole team because that's when they picked it up last season against the Chargers when Melvin Gordon got that fumble on the goal line at the very end of the game. I'm not too happy about that, but it really lit that fire that sparked the fire that lit this whole team, and we can see what they might become in this new season.
And I think that team, they can do really well next year as long as they keep Ryan Tannehill healthy. If Derrick Henry can have the same season he did last year, even a little bit worse, he'll still be great because Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best.
Okay, so what about your Packers at number 6?
I like the Packers. As a fan, I don't like the Packers, but I think that they have a really good team this year. They have Aaron Rodgers still. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greats, okay? And they have Devontae Adams, who's a great receiver, and now they have Devin Funchess. And I think that's a really, really good receiving core. That's more than what you need. And they have Aaron Jones, who was a really great running back last year. I think he did get injured for a bit, but if they can keep him healthy, if they can keep their whole team healthy, then they can do really well and they can maintain that second seed.
We have to move ahead to number 5 here. You have the Titans and I have the Bills. So you want to talk first about the Titans?
They're great. Ryan Tannehill is a great quarterback. He's improved so much in the past few years. It's kind of like weird to think about what he used to be on the Dolphins and how he was maybe 5-6 win seasons every year and no one thought about them. But now all of a sudden he has a great team, and A.J. Brown is a really, really good receiver right now. And I think that in a couple of years, he'll be at the level of Julio Jones and receivers like him.
I think I really compare him to a Michael Thomas type receiver, getting all those receptions and just capitalizing off of it.
Yeah, I definitely think that.
Okay, so for me, I have the Bills at number 5. I agree with you completely. I think this offseason was perfect for them. They got a great wide receiver to pair with Josh Allen. I really think that last season we saw what they were capable of. They lost at the very end of the game to the Texans, but we've seen what they can do. We know what they can do, and with this another year of learning from Josh Allen, he's really going to take another step up, and he has a new wide receiver to really show his true talent. And I think that this Bills team is going to be tough to get through.
Yeah.
I really like the AFC this year. They're looking formidable.
I definitely think that. The AFC is... they've been great for a few years. The Patriots, of course. Now the Patriots are doing a little bit worse. But I will say that the AFC has the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Titans, a bunch of really, really top-tier teams. And I think we can move down to number 4 right now. We both have the Saints. The Saints have Drew Brees. He's getting old, but they do have backup. They got Jameis Winston, and we said before that Jameis Winston throws a lot of interceptions. But he did have the most passing yards in the league last year, and I think that's really something worth noting.
Yes, I think that they have that backup if they need it. I heard something that they're expecting him to be like the Teddy Bridgewater when they needed him last season. They also got I also have the Saints. They also got a new wide receiver weapon in Emmanuel Sanders, who, although he's a veteran, he really helped the 49ers' whole receiving core last year, including Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback. But I really like the Saints team this year, and I've liked them for a while. At number 3, we both have the 49ers.
49ers, they are a great team.
And then their defense, they made some great picks. They, with their trade down, by trading away DeForest Buckner for a first-round pick, that was really good. I really like the 49ers this year, and I've liked them. I really think that they can be one of the best teams. They really replaced what they lost in DeForest Buckner by drafting Javon Kinlaw, and they're just really good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially with George Kittle and now Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa was one of the best defensive players in the league as a rookie, and their defense has really been like doing better than a lot of defenses in the league, and I think that that's really a lot because of Nick Bosa.
Yeah, and we cannot forget that they also drafted 2 wide receivers, one in the first round, one in the 7th, and Brandon Ayuk in the first, who's really a star from Arizona State, and from Tennessee, Juwan Jennings.
Because they did lose 2 receivers in the offseason. They lost Emmanuel Sanders, who was only on the team for a few months, but he was a big help to them in the playoffs. And they lost Marquise Goodwin, and he was a really big weapon on their team.
Yes. At number 2, you have the Ravens, I have the Chiefs. So this is where it's going to get real.
Lamar Jackson is only going to get better. Lamar Jackson won the MVP this year. He's very, very young. He's, 21 years old? And their team has, Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown. They have Mark Ingram. And, I said before, the rushing offense of the 49ers is hard to dispute. But if you look at the Ravens, that's a rushing offense that we haven't seen in a long time. Lamar Jackson, one of the fastest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Yeah, especially, I have them at number 1. Obviously, they're the only team left. But I really think that this draft was the best draft in the NFL. And this draft really helped them and got them an even better rushing offense by drafting J.K. Dobbins. They have speed all around the offense. They can run with Mark Ingram. They can run with Lamar Jackson. They can run with Robert Griffin. They can run with J.K. Dobbins. They really have that quintuple option to use.
What I'll tell you is that the reason I brought up Robert Griffin is because he was a great speed a few years ago. He was a really great quarterback. And maybe Lamar Jackson will turn out and make him. Yeah. Maybe in a few years, Lamar Jackson will be someone that we all forgot about. And we can't count out that option. Even though they're my second best team in the league right now, I don't think that they're up to the level that the Chiefs are with such a well-rounded offense with Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. I
don't know about that. I have the Chiefs at number 2. I love their roster. I think that the Ravens just got that upper edge in the draft by making their team
I think there's very few teams. I think the Chiefs are just definitely the best team in the NFL. Look at their roster. Patrick Mahomes, and they have Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is, maybe the best tight end in the game. And on their defense, they have Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones. So they have a great offense, a great defense. What more could you want? They have Damian Williams, and now they drafted Eclair, and I think that's a really good Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And I think that was a really good pick because, last year, Damian Williams, he's a good running back. He's not what Kareem Hunt was. Ever since Kareem Hunt left their team, they had a hole in their offense, which is their their rush. But I will say that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I watched his highlights. I watched him play at LSU, and I thought all season that he's a running back that'll do great in the NFL. He reminds me a lot of Darren Sproles, and we all know Darren Sproles was a really great running back. So if he does what Darren Sproles did, then the Chiefs will definitely repeat a Super Bowl in the next few years.
So to wrap it up here, we had some different picks. We had some similar picks. I think overall both these top 10, all these teams are very, very scary going to this new year of the NFL. Hopefully it happens on time. All we can do now is hope, stay safe, stay home, wash your hands. This was great. Thank you, Avi, for joining me, and we will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.